You show me disloyalty or favoritism one time and I'm done with you. Because when I need you to be like a solid support for me, and I need you to stand up for me, you won't. You show me that, I'm done. You assume, oh, I'm done. You pick a side, oh, you picked your side. I'm good. Don't, all right. All you had to say. That's how I am with women. And I notice that anytime I get close to a woman, it's always something that pulls me away to keep women at a distance. They call me a god. 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 Let's go. The way that Black women are nowadays is disturbing to me. I seen someone inside of the comment section mention Candace Owens and how Candace Owens is a representative of a good representative of what a Black woman is. But you have to understand how many people can't stand Candace Owens. Candace Owens, there are people out there that wouldn't dare classify Candace Owens as the representation for a good Black woman because of how much white ass she kissed. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for Candace Owens to have gone through what she went through in high school, where she had to have the NAACP come back her up because of something that happened while she was in high school that was in association with her race and racism, you know, affecting her. For that to have been her experience, I'm kind of surprised by how she turned out to where she's not more like into supporting the Black community. And at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like the reason why she doesn't feel comfortable with it is because a lot of times the Black community can be embarrassing as fuck. I was looking at the Black millionaires Instagram earlier today, and one was Young Jeezy, and Young Jeezy was talking about how when he told people that he had an upscale restaurant in Buckhead, all of these people came out and it was like Freaknik out front of his restaurant, but his restaurant was high end. And him telling everybody once he announced it, like he announced it on the radio or some shit like that. And once he announced it, he said he feels like that was one of the biggest mistakes he made because it brought a whole bunch of people that, you know, wanted to come in there and get high, people that he used to deal dope with, all types of stuff that didn't belong in that environment. You have to understand, like Jeezy, he went from being on the street to being a businessman to now he's owning a restaurant. So whatever lifestyle that he had before he leveled up intellectually or successfully or professionally, he's no longer on that level. So he's in a different stage in life. And I think a lot of people don't understand it. I think a lot of Black women are in this weird stage in their life where they're trying to learn what kind of women to be, because for such a long time, who we were being, who we was being, wasn't enough for our men, wasn't enough for society. And again, you had feminism that wasn't necessarily including us properly in the right way it should have. And sometimes I do feel for Black women because I'm Black, but it's very hard for me to connect with other Black women. You know, like for some reason when I'm interacting with them, I don't care if we just talking about meeting for brunch, or we're trying to handle business together, or we're talking about, I don't know, it could be anything, okay? Just anything under the sun. I will get this negative fucking feeling that something is not right every time. And I'm like, how come every time I'm with women, I get that intuitive feeling all the time, but I only get that with men sometimes? Like, what is that? And I wonder, do other women get that too? Because other women are harder on women too. Why do I get a bad feeling every time I see women? And why is that a trigger for me? I think it might be a trigger for me. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, it's a trigger for me because of the bad relationships I had with the female relatives in my family. So I think to some degree, I'm thinking that I'm going to get stabbed in the back, or I'm going to get lied to or mistreated. Or if I do start relying on a female friend emotionally, something's bad is going to happen. Something bad happened recently. Let me tell you what happened to me recently with a woman that still kind of breaks my heart a little bit. So when I was filming for tonight's conversation, right, which was last year, was sometime in August. I'm gonna tell y'all this story and then I'm gonna get off. When I was filming for tonight's conversation, Ace Metaphors, tonight's conversation, I was filming for it last year, sometime in August. And so earlier this year, now mind you, I was on that show with like Samantha Lee Gibson, who is Tyrese Gibson's ex-wife. I was on here with this other artist. Her name is Jack, not artist, relationship coach named Jackie. Kitty was on there. She's a relationship coach. Yancey was on there. She's a relationship coach. And K Love was on there. She is a poet. And then there was another woman there. I can't remember her name, but her husband was there. That's why I can't remember her name, because I see her and her husband as one unit. And I can't even remember what their names are individually. I remember their Instagram handle and I still follow them on Instagram, but I don't know. I don't want to say it incorrectly. I'm always saying people shit wrong. I really need to start writing shit down. Straight up, because I know so many people and knows like child. Anyway, so earlier this year, right, Samantha Lee had made like this video where she was kind of being, I don't know, she was talking about Black men and their preference. She was talking about the Black manosphere. And during this time, she wanted to understand the Black manosphere more, I'm assuming. And she was kind of on the Black manosphere side. And I think she was on their side because she didn't necessarily understand the movement.
Manosphere is one of the most powerful voices on the internet today. Okay, we are hearing what they're saying. They are being very clear about what they like and what they dislike. And I think a lot of women take issue with that because we are not meeting the preferences that they say they want.
When I saw this shit, I was like confused. I was like, number one, the main issue that women have with the manosphere is that they tend to attack and torment women who they claim aren't their preference. It's okay for a man to have a preference, but don't think because they the loudest in the room that they the most powerful in the room. We all usually know the loudest one in the room is the most insecure person in the room. This applies with the manosphere. So just because their voice is loud doesn't mean it's accurate. Doesn't mean that they represent all men. Most of the men who have enough sense, have their shit together, men who have decent characters, they don't necessarily like the content that the manosphere is putting out. As far as Samantha goes, she is a racially ambiguous woman. 9 times out of 10, she could do no wrong in the eyes of those men. Usually the manosphere is attacking darker skinned women. And because I've been so involved with the Black manosphere since the beginning stages, I kind of know too much about it to even think that it's something that men should support, or let alone a woman, right? So she made this video, and I can't even remember what the video was about to the T, but she said something in it, and my response to it was, I don't like when light-skinned women act like they don't know that they are the preference for Black men. Because as women, whether we're light-skinned or dark-skinned, we know what the trending aesthetic is when we're dealing with Black men. And so with Samantha Lee, she's a lighter-skinned woman. She's racially ambiguous. So in my video, I was saying, I don't like when racially ambiguous women try to act like they don't know that they are the Black man's preference, right? And so K Love, who is a poet, right? She comes into my comment section. Now, mind you, I hate so much love for her because of some things that we experienced while I was on set with her. So she had a piece in my heart. You feel what I'm talking about? Me and her had some very heartfelt conversations, and she made me cry, and I get emotional when I think about her. And I would have loved building a friendship, a long-term friendship with this woman. And she said some amazing things to me about my son and how my son is definitely going to find a decent stepfather to take care of him. And herself, the history of her, she's taken care of some children that didn't belong to her. So she knows what it feels like to take care of children that aren't her own blood. And so she was saying to me that I was going to find a man that was going to be a stepfather to my son. And I'm sorry, this just hurts me about her. I just feel real sensitive about her. So when we were talking, she just, took me there, right? And so back to the Samantha Lee thing. So I posted the video and it's come the comment section. Now, mind you, K-Love had never commented on anything on my social media before. Not ever. Like, we had been friends on Instagram before, but she never commented on anything before. And because, I don't know, she just never did. But I always made sure I liked everything she posted and shared it. I liked it. I follow her. I'm that type of person. Like, when I support you 100%, even if you're not supporting me back. I never seen her support anything of mine. She never posted anything of mine. It's clips of me and her together up that people have shown support for and spread it. And K-Love comes into the comment section of this video that I made about Samantha Lee being, racially ambiguous, and begins defending Samantha Lee. Like, I'm going in on Samantha Lee because I was saying, I don't like when women try to act like they don't know that, racially ambiguous women try to act like they don't know that they're the preference. And that wasn't even the premise of the video. It was just a small portion of the video, because I think the video was just something about the Black manosphere, and I can't even remember what it was. But when I said that was just like a small piece of that video. And she came in defending Samantha as if I was attacking Samantha. And I responded to her. Out of all of the videos that I've posted, and I post videos like shit, I post reels and shit all the time. Out of all of the videos I have ever posted, you've never commented on any of that shit. None of my positive stuff, nothing. And the one time you make a comment for the first time is you defending another woman, assuming that I have some like personal vendetta against this woman. Oh, I was so hurt by that. I never talked to her ass again after that. She came in my DM and said something. I ain't read that shit. I was done after that, because for me, it's like, you show me disloyalty or favoritism one time and I'm done with you. Because when I need you to be like a solid support for me, and I need you to stand up for me, you won't. You show me that, I'm done. You assume, oh, I'm done. You pick a side, oh, you picked your side, I'm good. Don't, all right. All you had to say. That's how I am with women. And I notice that anytime I get close to a woman, it's always something that pulls me away to keep women at a distance.